everyone, this is Janie with JJRae Jewelry Designs, and today I have something really cool, something different, or it's different for me at least. I don't know if it's different for you. This is from Annie's Simply Beads Kit Club out of Texas. So let's see what Annie sent. This is my first time, and I'm kind of excited to see a different bead club out there than what you always see, the budget bead box or the bargain bead box and all of that stuff. And Potomac beads is becoming pretty popular. I go way back. Potomac beads, I don't know how many years ago. I watched every one of their videos and met them at the Bead and Button show. So I'm happy to see them starting up bead box. So this is Annie's Simply Bead Kit of the Month Club, and I have two kits here, and you get a beading guide. Let's see what we get in this package. Feels like I get a mat too or something, a beading mat. Oh, look at this tools. I got a tool. Wow. I can't wait to see what this does. Very unique. It's not marked though. No markings on it. It's a little dirty. Maybe that's me. That's just me. It's very clean. And a nice bead mat. So that's out of the first package. I received a beading guide, some type of pliers, and a bead mat. So that was cool. Let's see what, general techniques in this beading guide. Show how to use the round nose pliers. I was looking at this and this. These two holes here. I wasn't looking at the tips of the pliers, which is the round nose. On the back, it shows different types of gems, like rhodochrosite, sodalite, tiger eye, rhyolite, ruby, tourmaline, turquoise, and sardonyx. So that's kind of cool for you to identify. And it's showing how to do a wrap, loop, a link, a dangle, crimp covers, crimping, and then how to tie some knots. And there's some more gemstones on the back page. And let's see what this, showing you what the findings and the names and what they look like are. So it's kind of like a brand new, a beginner guide. Now over here it's telling me the anatomy of this tool that they sent, and it's a 4-in-1 tool. It has a round nose, and it has a loop closer, which is that first smaller hole. You see that top hole? That's a loop closer. Then it has a flat area, which is this square, this big square part. See that? That's called a flat area. And then it does have a cutter. So it's a 4-in-1 tool. That's pretty cool. And a beginner's beading guide. This is called Annie's Simply Beads out of Texas. If you look it up online, that's where I found them. And it's every month you get something, and you get genuine stones in this one, and that's what I use. I don't use glass or any other kinds of stuff. Mostly I use real gemstones. So here is a whole guide of what we're going to be doing, and this is the finished product. Beautiful multi-chain. It's got 5 chains. Beautiful multi-chain, and then it has earrings. Isn't that cool? Now the thing about this though, I'm sure that the gemstones are genuine and they're bead quality, which means they're not the best quality. They're not gemstone quality. So even if they give us these plated chains or toned chains, I don't know. I like to put gemstones with real metal, not with something that's been coated. But we'll see how this works. I'm really positive with this one. I really like it. So everything came in this carton, and you open it up, had those little sections in it. Let me see if I can widen. I can't see where I'm at here, so this is what I have, and let's see if it tells us. Yes, it does. Okay, so these are Moonstone, and they're 6mm Moonstone. They're not rainbow, but that's all right, huh? 5, 10, there might be 20 or so of these in the package. The Moonstone. And we have rose quartz. They're 6mm by 12mm rondelles. They're really pretty. For bead quality, they're really pretty. They're not matchy, consistent from one, you know, to the next, but all right, so this is a 30 by 40 teardrop amethyst. Let me take it out of the package for you. This is what we have, is the 30 by 40 teardrop amethyst. It's pretty big. Look at, you know, the size of my hand. It's pretty large. And it has some depth to the stone. It's not just a plain, you know, purple amethyst. There's some depth to that stone. I don't know if you can see it. And then we have two smaller amethyst teardrops that are 10 by 15mm to match that big teardrop. So those are all the stones. Now they gave me a little baggie with 4 gold tone earring pieces, and they have the, I had to change my battery. So what I was showing you were these 4 wire earrings. They have a cute little, they're wrapped. Oh, let me show you if I can get one out. Kind of sticking to the bag a bit. All right, this is what we have for ear wire. There we go. You can see down by the drop part, the dangle part, wrapped around that wire, and then the hook. And then there are silicone backs for these. Very pretty. There are 4 of them. You only have 2 drops, amethyst drops, with this kit, but they gave you 4 wires, which is neat. Then I have some eye pins, gold tone eye pins. I don't know how many, but quite a few, more than I think I'll probably need. I have to connect probably to the chain. So, oops. You can just see this gold tone eye pin. Then I have some head pins, 4 of them, and they are longer. I have some metal rounds, 3mm. How many in here? 5. I usually call them spacer beads, but they're calling them metal rounds. Then quite a few jump rings. Let's see. 5mm jump rings, gold tone. And then 8mm gold tone. I have some spring ring clasps, quite a few, more than I'll need for this project, that's for sure. I only need 1, and I have quite a few here. So not only has she made sure that you have enough for this project, she's going to give you some for other projects, which is great. And then I have a few lobster claws, 2 of them. So if I choose to use lobster claw instead of the spring ring for the necklace, I have 2 extra lobster claw clasps. Then I have a satellite chain, quite a length of satellite chain. She doesn't give any description on what length she gives you, but there's quite a bit here. And then we have a Figaro chain. Quite a bit of Figaro chain. But this necklace is heavy on chains. It's a 5-chain necklace. So that's everything in the kit. Now I'm not going to show you every little single movement I make while I'm making this necklace, but I will make it right now and just give you, maybe I'll just speed it up. Okay, then you'll think I work really fast. Now you do get step-by-step instructions with pictures, and then this beautiful final picture. All right, we're going to make some dangles using a ball tip head pin. So those large head pins, there are 4 of them. We're going to put one through each of the amethyst beads. And we're going to have 2 left over of those. I'm slipping these through the wider part of the drop so that the head pin, the ball tip, is at the bottom of the drop, the wider part of the drop. Okay. Now I want to see where I should use the cutter on this 4-in-1 pliers. It's nice to have everything in one tool. This is great. Okay, so the cutter is D, that large rectangle. And all I want to do is I want to make a loop on this end. So I'm going to cut. Depends on how big you want your loop. And she has one of those, you know, a fold over loop. I like to wrap mine. So I'm going to give myself a little bit extra, hopefully. Well, it's just going to be a wrapped loop or a fold over loop. Okay. Oops. I'm not even showing you what I'm doing. I'm using my thumb nail, which is getting all chipped up, scraped up. And then this large one, wrong way. The cutter's on this only go one way. You can only cut one way. So there I did all of my loops, dangles, what she's calling them. Now I need to do some links on the Moonstone and the rose quartz. So you're going to see me do a bunch of links with the eye pins. I'll show you the first one. We'll use a rose quartz since it's bigger and you can see better. It has a loop on the end already, on one end. And I'm going to bring it through the hole in the bead, and then I'm going to cut enough to do a wrapped, just a single wrap loop. I think this tool is going to take a little bit to get used to, and I think you do need another plier beyond this. But there we have loops on both sides, and I like to alternate. If it's going north to south this way, then over here on this end I want to do east to west, because then they lay better. So on each of yours, either when you're done making the loops or when you're going to put them on the chain, make sure it's north and south and east and west on each one of yours. So I'm just going to continue doing these until I've done all of them. Okay. Now, when I left here, I had a lot less going on here, but I did all of these, and then I decided to show you a little bit of what I've got going on. So I have closed all of these Moonstone, and I've closed some of these 5 of the rose quartz, but I have open Moonstone and rose quartz over here that I put an eye pin through and then cut to the size that I wanted the wire. Now, I ran short on the rose quartz, which I cut last, and I'll tell you what was a good idea here was to do all of these and not do the ones that have the both ends done. Just do one end on the eye pin. And when you do the Moonstone, get a good eye of what you want left over to make the other loop, and do them all at once so you have a good idea of how much you want to cut off, and then do all the rose quartz, because it's going to be a different amount that you want cut off. And so you do the rose quartz all together. I did run out of eye pins, but I made some out of the scraps that, I don't know if you can see them, that I have here, and it came up with plenty. I like this gold. The color is not brassy at all, and it looks like it's between a 10 and 14. Maybe it looks like a 12 karat gold to me, but it does look real, and that's what I like. Now, I cut the chains to the lengths that my instructions told me, and I ended up with, let's see how much, 21 inches of Figaro chain left over. So that's great. I have a necklace right here. And then I ended up, they're calling this satellite chain, and I'll show you why, but about 9.5 inches. So that's a good anklet of satellite chain. We'll make a good anklet. And this is the satellite chain. It has just a regular chain link, and then it has little gold balls every so often, probably every 3/4 of an inch or so. But that will make a great anklet. So I have a necklace and an anklet already out of all of the stuff they gave me besides the project that we're going to be making. Now I am going to connect, let's see, it's telling me to connect link A 10 rose quartz together. So what I'm going to take is I have an open rose quartz here and a closed one here. I'm going to put this open pin through here, and then I'm going to close it to connect them both. And all I have to do is make the loop, the closed loop, to connect the two together. And when I'm done, I like to make sure that my loop sticks to the side of the pin, so there's no way that this can get through. So I'm going to connect 10 of those. I'll do the other side the same. Oops, they're a little bit slippery. I have my visor on and I can't see the viewfinder on my camera, what it's showing me, what it's showing you. There. So I have 3 together here and I need to put 10 together. So I'm going to take another open one and stick it through a closed one again and loop it around. Make sure that it's closed nice and tight. It's a thing about doing just these where you don't wrap your loops. It's a little scary for me. I don't like not wrapping them. I like them to be secure, especially if it's something that I'm selling. Sure don't want my name on something that's going to fall apart easily. And I'm working with genuine gemstones, so I want to make sure that I do these right. So I'm putting one open one on the other end of the closed one that I made. So there are 3 right there. So that's 6. I'm going to do another 3 around these closed ones I have. Or maybe not. I need to make earrings with these also. So I can use all the open ones to finish this. So I'll just use an open one on this side. You can adapt this however you'd like, these instructions. You know, nothing's set in stone that you have to follow these instructions to the T. So there's 9. I just need 1 more to get them all connected. I'm going to have to open up some sides. Anyway, what I was saying is, if you have some extra gemstones that you want to do, like I said, I had 5 left that I had to make eye pins out of. Well, I didn't have to do that. I could have just made a few less, or if I had enough gemstones, I could make a few more. And it looks like I have 3 extra gemstones. Maybe that's why they gave us 2 pairs of ear wires. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing here. I'm just opening up the closed loop, connecting it to one of the rows of 3 or the row of 4 that I did, and then closing it again. Keep in mind that east to west and north to south that I told you about just makes the chain a little bit more supple. These are beautiful rondelles. I have a lot of rose quartz in my inventory, but I do not have rondelle stones. They're a little bit difficult to find. You can find them in glass or crystal very easily. But genuine gemstones, anything but round, is typically a little difficult to find. Okay, so there's my row of 10. Now I need to do a row of 16 moonstone. Now these 2 are going to be for the earrings, and I need 2 moonstone for the earrings. So I'm going to set all of that aside. And this is what I'm going to need. I have 3 rose quartz left over. Put them down here. 3 rose quartz rondelles left over here. And now I'm going to connect the moonstone beads. 2 more. One more. Oops. Okay, so there is the 16, and I have quite a few of these little moonstone beads left. So I'll put those by the 3 rose quartz beads that I have left. And now I have all of my chain ready to go here. I just need, I don't need anything. Okay, so the next part is going to be so it's open a small jump ring, slide on a spring ring, and then 1 chain A and 1 chain B, and then close the jump ring. So let's get the jump rings out. And the spring rings. Okay, so we're going to put a small jump ring Can't see where the opening is. And a spring ring. A chain A, which is a 10-inch okay, chain A, which is 8 5/8 inches of figure row. That's satellite. that down a minute. That's not the one. Maybe this little one is. Yep. So on the spring ring, I'll add the spring ring first, then the figaro, and a chain B, which is 25 3/4 inch satellite chain. There's a 25 and a 30. Okay, and then close the jump ring. Okay, and then they said opposite of chain A, attach set A. And set A is the rose quartz. So on this shorter chain, I need to attach the rose quartz. Very easy to read and understand these instructions. There. Okay, so this is what we have so far. Step 2, okay, I did that. Step 3, opposite set A, attach remaining chain A. And chain A was the 8. And I forgot what I was saying. Okay, so I've added the other half of this 8-inch chain, and let's see, they want me to open up a small jump ring and slide a spring ring on and add it to the opposite ends of chain A and B and close. So this is going to be a chain that you can take off certain pieces. Because it's on a spring ring, you'd be able to take these two off. I'm having a problem controlling these. Because they're on spring ring clasp, you'll be able to make it more custom. You can have all 5 on. By the way this looks, you can have 3 on, 2. Oof, just dropped them again. Slippery chain. Oh, I just dropped my jump ring. I want to make sure that on this end I have the right chain going on first. I don't know if that matters, but I don't want to twist them up, cross them up somehow. I will check all my connections with pliers when I'm done. Make sure that they're all the way that they should be. Alright, so we're going on to the next set. We'll open a small jump ring, put on a spring ring, and then we're going to do 10 inches of figaro chain and 30 inches of satellite chain. Is that 10 inches? Yes. Alright, put on a spring ring, 10 inches of figaro, and the 30-inch satellite. And then we're going to close the spring ring. That was a good connection. And then we're going to put set B on this 10-inch figaro. A figaro necklace has a 3 1 count. So it'll be 3 small and then one large link. My favorite link is a Turkish rope. They're just out of this world crazy looking. Very unique. Okay, so then we add the other 10" on the other side of this Moonstone strand. If you notice, I'm not talking about world events. We hear it on each and every YouTube video we see. I'm just going to refrain from talking about it. You hear it enough, I'm sure. And we all have our thoughts. All right, now I can put a spring ring clasp and these two. Together. The other 2 ends. No wonder they gave us so many jump rings, huh? I thought, well, maybe they felt like everybody loses stuff. If I drop a gemstone on the floor, you're gonna bet that I have got the broom out and I'm sweeping up. But if I'm in a hurry and I have another gemstone, same cut, color, quality, carat, all of that stuff, I'll grab another one and then I'll sweep after I'm done doing what I needed to do with that. All right, so that one's done. And now necklace 3, just open a small jump ring, slide on a spring ring clasp, then add your figure row, right? Chain E. Which is a 15 3/4 inch figure row. And close the jump ring. Go to the other side, jump ring, spring ring. Oh no, sorry. Go to the end and put the dangle on. So we'll add this side to the dangle. We'll add this side with a 15 inch to the dangle and close this up. Perfect. Now go to the other end and do a spring ring and jump ring and the other side of the chain. Great. Okay. I think we're getting to the last part of this. open a large jump ring. Oops. The gauges on here are not I don't know how to say it. They're not very heavy. They're fine gauge. Okay, so I put the 3 spring ring clasps on the 1 large jump ring, and I'm going to close it. And go to the other end. Oops, we caught a necklace. Wasn't even fishing. That was a different project. Okay, let's see what we've got here. Open. Another large jump ring. Oh, you know what? Then I add a lobster claw clasp to this end, the one that I just closed up. So all of your spring ring clasps go on this big jump ring. And then you add a lobster claw clasp to this jump ring also. This is what's going to clasp them all together. The spring rings will let you take some off. Take them off separately if you want. But to keep them all together, you have the lobster claw. And then on this end, we are going to put all the spring rings onto a big jump ring. I have to put these on the right way though, so they go straight across. This is the hardest part. I do necklaces, knotting necklaces, and they're multi-chain like this. I have such a hard time keeping everything where it's supposed to be and not crossing them over. It's just something difficult for me. Just for me. Might not be for you, but for me, definitely. Okay. So, I'm going to pick up the spring ring. Can you see what I'm doing here? And then the next one would be this one. And the last one is this one. And I'm not going to close that up yet because I have to put 10 jump rings together for this, to have an extension. And these are all closed jump rings. So I have to open and close them all. I think 10 is quite a bit. And I'm not using another pliers, but as you can see, the gauge is so fine I don't really need pliers. I can just do it with my fingers. It's so malleable. It bothers me that it's that malleable because I don't want it to fall apart. But I'm not compromising the structure of the jump ring. It's staying round. How many do I have on here now? Only need one more. Add that to this big jump ring. And then to this, I'm going to add, a couple of Moonstone, maybe 3. A chain of 3 Moonstone, just to decorate the extender chain a little. Just added the extender chain in on this last loop I made. Boy, I made a mess of it though. I have a Moonstone tucked with the Moonstone and the extender chain all together. Make sure that it's all in there. That it's closed right. Doesn't look like it to me, but it is. Okay, so now I have this little extender, and I don't know how that happened. Sorry, I'll have to change that. I don't like it.
have to take that out. All right. Got stuck on another project again. Here is the necklace. I'll lay it down. I have quite a bit of stuff left over. So here it is. And I will put it on a mannequin or a neck as soon as I'm done here. But let's look at it. Of course, these are really susceptible to tangles. So you'll really have to watch something like this since it has so many chains connected. And this is what I mean, how they cross over like this. If you don't get them right on your jump ring, you're going to have these tangles. And I do this with my knotted necklaces all the time, where I get them in tangles. But this one's pretty close. So there, I'll put it on a form for you. Then we just have the earrings to do. Earrings are just adding, you know, a moonstone to a quartz and to the drop, and then adding the ear wire. And I'm not going to do that. It's very simple. It's not complicated. If you knew how to do this necklace, you'd certainly know how to do that. So I am going to end this video here, and my next project to show you is going to be with, it's called Silver Silk. This is Silver Silk, and I have a beautiful blown glass piece here and some great hardware. So you'll be seeing this soon. This little project, very little. It's going to take about 10 minutes. I think half of it's done already anyway. So thank you very much. Be sure to subscribe to my channel. We need probably about 9 more subscribers before I can do over $600 giveaway. It's still out there, still up for grabs. We still have it ready to send, but we need 9 more subscribers, sorry. So be sure to subscribe, like this if you enjoyed this project. Look at the description below for any Simply Beads kit of the month club, and it's at
simplybeadskitclub.com with genuine gemstones, and this is called Voila. This project was March's project. I adore this kit. It's my first one, so way to go, Annie. I can't wait to see next month's kit, and I love this new tool that I got with the kit. Loved all of the guides and explanations, the instructions on how to put this all together. Even though I could have figured it out on my own, it was nice to have precise instructions and everything detailed out to the inch, to the quarter of an inch, to the eighth of an inch, whatever. So thank you, Annie, and I would advise you to join. This is, if you want one subscription box a month, this is it. This is quality, and it's not your granny's jewelry. Nothing wrong with granny's jewelry. I have a lot of antique pieces. However, I love the new stuff. And I know this isn't new, this layered necklace isn't new, but it's newer than the antique. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me. Get out there, give someone a great big smile, genuine smile, and take it easy beading. Thank you, everyone.